get you squared away, and away we go. All right, our guest now on the Coach's Corner is Paul Johnson, the head coach at Georgia Tech. Welcome to the Coach's Corner.
Well, thanks. Glad to be here.
Well, you're on the home stretch now. I know you'll be glad to get this day over with.
Well, we're almost finished up.
All right, I'm going to tell you something. Before I came here, I was getting ready for football season. I flipped the TV on. And what should be on TV about last year's Georgia Tech-Georgia football game? And what a heck of a game that was. And again, I think that's a testament right there that you never give up on a game the way y'all were able to come down and get it to overtime and win.
Well, exactly. That was a wow, and it looked like that several different times during the game that both teams had it under control, and what a crazy finish.
Well, being a South Carolina graduate, I was pumped up, and anytime anybody beats Georgia, that makes me happy. And I was glad to see that you're 2-2 between the hedges now.
Yeah, that's right. I think they've lost 2 non-conference games there since Mark's been there. Unfortunately, we were both out.
Well, that was something I thought was impressive. A lot of people can't say that they got a 500 record going between the hedges right there. Right. Let's talk a little bit about Georgia Tech football this year. Again, it probably starts, you got a heck of a quarterback coming back. You had a good season last year, and you talk about the team. Could this year's team even be better than last year's team?
Well, I think each team's different, and we lost a lot of quality skill guys from a year ago, but we should be better defensively. We returned 8 starters, and we got a couple guys who sat out, so you always have that possibility. The schedule's brutal. We always draw Clemson, their rival from the Atlantic, and this year we get Florida State as well, Notre Dame, Georgia, so, besides our division, so it's a really tough schedule.
I know there's a lot of people from our area in South Carolina, Spartanburg, that are Georgia Tech fans. If you could tell them one thing that you would like for them to know about Paul Johnson, what would it be?
Oh, I don't know. I think that, we've been very consistent. I think that I just finished my 18th year as a head coach, and I think we've averaged a little over 9 wins a year, and 3 different programs, and I'm proud of what our guys at Georgia Tech did a year ago, and I've had the opportunity to coach some great young men.
Talked yesterday, it was really important with the guys to have those good seasons. You got to have those key guys that are leaders on the team. And we asked the players, what's your definition of a leader? So we're going to ask the coaches today, what's your definition of what you think a leader is?
Well, I think there's a lot of different ways to lead. But as a general rule, I think if you're going to have a good leader, they have to have the respect and the confidence from their team and teammates that you're going to give your all and that they can count on you when the clutch, and that you're not just talking the talk, you're walking the walk. You're doing what you're asking them to do. You lead by example, not by talk. And we were fortunate. We've had some good leaders in Georgia Tech, especially last year.
Who do you look forward to step up and be your leaders on this year's team?
Well, I think each team is different, but Justin Thomas, our quarterback, is clearly a leader on offense. We had a couple of senior offensive linemen in Trey Braun, Aaron Joe, Ryan Chamberlain, those guys up there. We don't have a lot of older guys in the skill positions, so it's going to be important for Broderick Snoddy, who's a senior A-back, to help out. Like I said, I think Justin will be a leader. Defensively, we do have some guys. Jamal Golden, DeMond Smith will both be seniors in the secondary, along with DJ White and Chris Milton. So you got Adam Gotsis up front, who's played a lot. So there's more than enough guys on our team to take that role.
Georgia Tech is right down the road from us up in Spartanburg, so I know that you recruit. There's a lot of players in South Carolina you might take a look at. What do you look for in a high school player when you recruit?
Well, I think not only are we looking for a guy who's a great athlete who fits the football mold, but somebody who can be successful at Georgia Tech with the academic side, and somebody that we try to say that we recruit the whole person. We want to make sure that they're the best football player they can be, that they leave Tech with a degree, and they're the best man they can be when they finish, whether that's husband and father or in the community or whatever it is. And it's our job to make sure that we hit all 3 areas.
Lots of times our fans out there listen, they wonder what in the world the coaches do on game time. On game day, what do you do before a game? Do you have any kind of special routine you follow?
I just have a little bit of a routine. We get to the stadium, we do a little walk through the Yellow Jacket Alley. I go up to my office. I have a locker room in my office, so I change there, and I might sit and play a computer game or something on the computer, and go down and meet with the officials. through warm-ups, I try to get them a little away time by myself just to kind of get focused in, and when it's time to go talk to the team and go play.
It's kind of interesting, too, in talking with several of the coaches here. Do you have any kind of superstitions or anything that before the game? I know I used to, when I was coaching, if we started winning, I wore that same sport coat till it was past being dry clean. Larry Fedora said he puts his right shoe on first, his left, he didn't know why. Dave Clausen said he used to wear the same pair of underwear. He didn't wash them until finally his wife told him they're too ragged. But do you have any good luck charms that you have for games?
Yeah, we probably, as long as we're winning, I probably wear the same tie to the game or to the stadium. But I have a little pregame ritual I do myself personally but I do that before every game. So, I guess that'd be it.
Okay, I've just made you the new commissioner of football. You can change any rule, anything about the game, and I know DJ White yesterday wanted to change a lot of rules for defensive backs. I think he wanted 2 points for every interception he got. I told him I'd give him 10 for the one he had against Georgia in overtime right there, though. And had some defensive players yesterday said that they thought that they ought to do away with kicking extra points, that you had to go for 2 every time and no field goals, which just eliminated your scholarship for a kicker right there, though. But it's kind of interesting.
That sounds like us anyway. That's kind of what we do.
Yeah. So, but is there anything you would change about the game of football?
I would definitely try to get the recruiting under control. It's out of control, and it's the satellite camp. There's so many things going on that need to be addressed and fixed, and hopefully the oversight committee they just appointed will get this under that.
Last question today. This is a stressful profession. I got out of coaching about 9 years ago. I'm having fun on this end, so I don't get any more of those, and I can rip his head off and do stuff like that. What does Paul Johnson like to do to get away from it and just relax?
During the off season, I'm going to have a golf. I like to play golf, and we do some of that during the season. Once we finish practice on Thursday, I usually go home and have a little family time. We'll watch Thursday night football, and I just kind of forget about it until the next morning when we go back in.
Well, Coach, we had the opportunity of seeing you last year in Charlotte and hope to see you back there again this year, though. Wish Georgia Tech the best of luck this season.
All right, well, we hope to be there.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
You bet.
Paul Johnson from Georgia Tech.